So it only makes sense that eventually I end up getting a model representing the Kelvin timeline. And this is probably the largest kit that I've actually had. This is a 1 in 500 scale. Granted, I've had like smaller scales, well, larger scales. I've had a 1 in 72. I think I'm going to end up with like a 1 in 32 or something like that. But those are still small compared to this one as far as its size goes. But this is the Enterprise, as shown in Star Trek Into Darkness. I think this is actually, I think this is a European kit. It's actually kind of, it's moderately expensive. I'd say like $40 to $80, depending on where you're looking. But anyway, this kit probably would have looked really great with lighting. And I wish that I'd actually taken that step, but I think that I made it look okay. I tried to take a different sort of path with this one. I wanted to give it like a different sort of paint job. What I wanted to do is I wanted to give it like, I wanted to actually do the Aztecing, but I wanted to do it with like a luminescent type color. But anyway, let's take a look at it and see how I did. Overall, I think that it turned out pretty okay. I still believe that I could have done better. And as you can see, like, dude, this doesn't even fit like completely in shot. I have to, what, angle it weird? There you go. It's actually like fully in shot now. But as you can see, like there is like the look of Aztecing, but it's more like sort of like a yellowing color. And I think that's what I'm actually like the most upset about with how I actually did it. I had to do it all by hand, and I wasn't able to use like sort of like a guide like I had sort of expected. You can see a little bit like it's actually showing up as a little bit of color. You can see there in the right light it shows up a little bit with purple and blue. And again, I'm still like very amateur when it comes to this whole model painting thing, but I'm trying my hardest. And I'm coming out with some pretty decent results, I think. Like the ships end up looking good. And that's like ultimately the goal, and they'll look good flying up in the air, sort of like above my head. And this one will look good too. But overall, like I wish that I could have made the iridescent nature of it sort of not as yellow, like more vivid with color, but not as yellow. But like you definitely feel like it shows off panel work, but I wish there was a way to sort of hide that. And I probably could have just done something a little bit better. Like if I use a spray, perhaps with a guide mask, it could have been a little bit better, but either way, that's okay. Ultimately, I'm happy with it. I did it all myself, and that's all that matters. But, so we have, obviously, the underside of the dome. I did it the same way. Slightly more iridescence. I like, when it catches the light, I love the way that it looks. You're gonna love the way that you look, and like it does. Honestly, it does have that Aztecing type look. It does. Like I managed to get that look. I just wish that I could have done it better. But I didn't just do it in the dome. I did it all over the actual ship. It doesn't show up too well on the hull. I think it's just because like it's not super flat, but I think it's just I'm not able to get the light on it right. I like the nacelles. I think they look super cool. It's a big ship, and like these are super freaking long. Like it seems sort of like unwieldy, but I don't know. I think the main difference is that the nacelles are so close to each other compared to some of the other ships. But anyway, it's a neat ship. I'm glad to have it. It was actually a pretty good build. It went together pretty well. I ended up choosing a lot of times where I went with paint rather than decal. But there were just some places where I had to do the decals, and I think some decals just didn't work quite properly for me. I had to actually consider whether I would do paint or decals on the back here. I ended up doing decals, but as you can see, they don't quite want to stick. But I'll figure that out another time. But for right now, let me know what you think of this ship. It's a neat ship. It's a neat design. I kind of wish that they would do more from the Kelvin universe as far as the actual ships go. Like, I know that it's incredibly stupid, but for me, being a person that's trying to collect all of the different Enterprises, I want the one from the original movie, and I want the Enterprise A from the Kelvin universe. Like, I want those models. And I guess I would want them in this scale as well. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I want more, and I want the opportunity to do more. So I'll take it where I can get it. But until then, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.